Hi, I'm Dan Gable with Shore Murphy and Associates of Casey, and this is another episode of Big Agent in a Small Town. Today, I want to talk about why small businesses need cyber insurance. And this will be a quick overview of the coverages that can be important to small businesses on a cyber policy. On a cyber policy, there are a lot of different coverages. Some will apply more to your business than others. So definitely consult with an independent agent, and they can go through the ones that will apply the most to you, be the most important. But this gives you a good overview of knowing what general coverages are and why it's important to have that cyber policy in place. And the first reason is from a liability perspective. So, as a small business, if you are storing or have access to any kind of personal identifiable information, things like that from customers, employees, obviously you have an exposure there if you had any kind of cyber attack. A lot of small businesses think they're in the clear because maybe they don't have a lot of information stored in that way. But the other thing you have to ask yourself is, do you have customers who have access to a lot of personal identifiable information? And the example I would give there is, let's say that you're a construction company. Obviously, you're not taking names, social security numbers like that very often, besides your employees' information, for instance. But let's say you recently did renovation work for an accounting office, and someone manages to hack into your computer system and send an email to the manager of that accounting office with a link that looks legit. They click on it, and their system is hacked from that original hack into your system. Now you have a network liability issue there. And so there are all kinds of liability that can pop up. If someone infiltrates your network and gets into a customer's network and causes issues. So that's always something to keep in mind as well too. The next thing is ransomware and business interruption. So let's say that you are a company that is very dependent on your computer system and software. What happens when that ransom notice comes up and it says, if you don't pay this amount before this time, we're going to crash your computer system. If you have a cyber policy, you have claims experts who are going to be able to walk you through what to do in that scenario and have a breach coach to help you through that process. And let's say it does result in your system being crashed and you have interruption to your business and a loss of income because of it. The cyber policy can respond there as well too. And the last, and a lot of times the most common, what we're seeing now is what's called social engineering or electronic funds transfer fraud. And what that is, obviously, you as a small business owner and all your employees are really busy trying to keep the business going, keep it growing. And so it's easy to overlook some things. So what happens if you or your office manager gets an email from your largest supplier with an email and an invoice that looks completely legit? You're in a hurry, you pay it, and now you find out, 2 days later that, no, this is a fraudulent email and invoice. This money is long gone. And what do you do in that situation? If you have a cyber policy, again, you're going to have a breach coach work with you on that claim to try to get the money back or respond to the claim to help there as well too. And finally, you hear me mention it a couple times, a breach coach. Most what I call full-fledged cyber policies are going to include within your policy, if you have a claim, a breach coach to walk you through the process. Obviously, as a small business owner, you're not an expert on what to do if you have a cyber hack. And these claims professionals can help you walk through what you need to do in a situation. That's a huge resource as well, too. If you have any questions about cyber insurance or would like to get a quote on cyber insurance, please reach out by phone or text at 217-932-2267 or by email to Dan, D-A-N, at shoremurphycasey, SHOREMURPHYCASEY.com. Thank you.